Welcome back to the sunny Nelson Bay, where we have Tom Cruise Pact from Victoria and McDUFF A from New South Wales fighting it out for the bronze medal here. Both teams have just come off really hard games to make it through this bronze. Both fought really hard to try for the gold, but didn't quite make it.
Yeah, the Tom Cruise Pact had their second in a row Universe point, but sadly in the semi-finals lost on Universe.
Oh, tough one. Whereas Duff didn't quite have that close of a game, but they were down a fair bit more and then brought it back in the last couple of points to make it a contest.
So this game, it'll be a bit of a test of the legs after two very hard-fought games, and I'm sure that'll play into it, Hannah.
Yes, definitely. And both of these teams have a slightly higher average age than I would say a couple of the other teams, which
I think
at this stage in a tournament,
yeah, plays into it.
Definitely.
I think we could pretty safely say that the Tom Cruise Pact might be on the slightly higher end of the age group.
Yeah, there's a couple of grey hairs down there.
But it'll be interesting to see if their throwing skills and their
experience
will come through on the legs potentially that are stronger on the Duff team.
It's going to be an interesting game. I'm excited. So we have Tom Cruise Pact coming down from the right side of your screen on defense. Big pull there from Lee Baker. Caught by Andy Plummer to Mike Cherlin. Up to Sean. Oh, great catch by Alyssa.
Great mark. Oh, nearly by Lee Baker.
And I think we have a foul call on the throw there made by Sean.
Hands up on Lee Baker saying he doesn't know what's going on here.
Uncontested, coming in on 0. Up the line to Mike Cherlin.
Oh,
He's
just keeps it in.
Throwing powerhouse of the Duff team here.
Great, let's see. Oh.
Over the top to Sean for the goal.
Fairly clinical play there.
That is Duff style. We played against them at the New South Wales Mixed State Championships, and it was a very tough game. We lost very, very close. Mike Cherlin is an absolute powerhouse. Look at that throw. Pinpoint accurate. Knew exactly where his receiver was going to be.
So up on the line for Tom Cruise Pact, we have KP. We've got the absolute veteran Dave Peltier shaking it off. Then we've got the young pup in it's AJ, isn't it? Limmy, we'll call him Lim. AJ. Nicole Hanrahan, Saba, and on comes Josh.
So what will Tom Cruise Pact be looking to do here? What's their plan?
Well, if they just play to their strengths, which is good throwing and good options, they'll be fine.
Yep. Catching wins Frisbee games, right?
Smart choices wins them too.
Yep. Well, they make the catching a lot easier. Pull there from Neil Roxburgh.
Dave Peltier catching the disc. Nicole Hanrahan receiving. KP making a good cut. They need another cut. They need it. Yep. Adrian Lim comes through. Oh, unfortunate drop on a soft disc.
Neil Roxburgh picking up. The upfield to Amy Barnes. With the classic head shake of, I don't want to throw that. Goes for the crossfield to Alyssa, does not come off.
Anna Regaki getting a great block. Oh, here we go. It's a test of speed here. Test of speed. And so close. It's just out. AJ just misses it as it lands out.
Eddie Plummer going for the fast play across field to Amy Barnes. There's a down call. It's been resolved. No call. Play on. To Alfred Law.
Good D there by Dave Peltier. Keep it
up. Conrad. To Marty.
Sasha's going to have to run hard to get to this. In, Sasha.
Alfred's looking long. Floaty one to Alyssa, but she pulls it down. Anna Ragaki very close there. Upfield to Marty. They're playing down that far sideline a lot. And Taryn with the catch. Here's that play again. It's Conrad throwing over to Marty. Looking upfield. Straight down the line. The line that Alfred took there cut KP off very well, making it a very easy catch for Tara Bruder.
Sort of got in the way.
Yep. Not quite enough to be a pick or anything like that. He was making a play on the disc, but just enough to make it easy for his own teammate.
What a great grab.
He is not one afraid to throw himself at anything. It's caused him a fair few injuries in his time though, so hopefully that doesn't happen again today. Broke his hand just before Beach Worlds.
Okay, we're just ready now for the pull. Oh no, restarting again. Here they go. Great pull. Lee Baker taking the disc. To Stephen Campbell. Back to Lee Baker. It's looking for some options. They're tight on the dumps. Back to Lee Baker.
It's an interesting zone look they've got going here.
Yes. Back to Lee Baker from Oakley. And he's going to put it. He's going to put it to Carlos like he's been putting it all weekend. Oh, what a great attempt at that disc. It was coming in hard and fast and on an angle, and he got his hand to it, but it just spun straight out of the hand.
Yeah, he got an unfortunate angle there. Made it a very difficult catch because he definitely got enough fingers to get it. Jared with the disc to Sean.
It has been a safe option, that long put from Lee to Carlos all weekend, but the D is tight here on Duff, and it's up again from Duff.
Huge throw by Cherland. Sean with the catch.
Nicely weighted throw.
So the Lee to Carlos combination is the Tom Cruise Pact one to watch, but the Mike Cherland to Sean combination is the one to watch for Duff. Both teams having very similar playing styles in that sense. So here we see that throw from Cherland again. The ease with which he gets that throw out is impressive. I wish I could throw like that one day. I highly doubt it'll ever happen. I don't have quite the muscle for it.
I'm confident you'll be there. You're not far away. Everyone is amber. Everyone is amber.
Oh, we have the goss from Tom Cruise Pact. They are all amber. So on the red light scale, red light is don't take any risks. Green light is take every risk. Amber is take risks that look good. We have a brick thrown there by Duff that we brought in at the brick mark.
The very handsome Teo Brown picking up the disc. Teo is walking onto the field with half a broken shoulder, a popped calf muscle, and a bulging disc in his back, but is still playing.
Not just playing, but running.
That's how tough he is. Great pass from Nick Hanrahan to KP. Oh, and it's a tightly contested, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's a foul call.
No call.
No call. Wow, that was great spirit on behalf of AJ.
Alfred looking up the line to Andy Plummer.
Come on, Teo.
Oh, that is a couple of steps there. Yep. It's Tara Buda. Back over to Alfred Law.
Oh, nearly D by their opportunistic D.
That is the biggest danger of laying out. It puts you a bit out of position on defense. Andy to Alfred. Back to Eddie, but poached by Carlos.
Great steal by Carlos. Good eyes. Watching the play and took the opportunity. Taya Brown looking for an option. Pointing, might be a big one if he doesn't get it soon. So here we go to AJ. Canby. Great grab by Carlos. Safe hands from Hanrahan as usual. We've got Carroll got the disc, dumping it to Hanrahan. Back to David Lim.
Oh, great bid by Alfred Law there.
To Carlos, that's a great option to Carlos and a great put. Well done, AJ.
I feel like Carlos in the end zone is never a bad option. It's been working well.
Playing your percentages pretty well there.
Yep. That was a really good point. There was not a single pass there that wasn't hotly contested.
Yeah, great D by Duff, but smart options by Tom Cruise Pact. Tayo's walking off there, holding his back and bits and pieces together. That did a good play. Good passing, good D.
Oh, there we have the replay of the huge layout. So close, and the goal. That is not an easy one to read either. Had a lot of angle to it. So we have Lee Baker with another big Lee pull. There it
He's
is.
got some great long throws, Lee Baker.
Lara Perriman catching the disc, setting it upfield to Mike Cherlin. Looks off Sean.
We've got
Takes
a zone.
Tracy.
We've got a zone happening here with Russell on the mark. Cherlin loves a bit of a zone though.
Big over the top hammer. Breaks straight through the zone. Forces the outfield players to come onto some man, pick up.
Oh, an unfortunate.
Oh, I think we might have a foul on the throw there. It's going to be a hot contest between those two. That's the second call we've had. Yeah, there was a bit of contact on the back there, but not sure it was enough to mess up that throw.
Yeah, controversial.
Sean to Tracy. Up the line to Joe. Doesn't have many options downfield. Goes for the dump at Sean. Crossfield to Lara Perriman.
Oh, here we
Up
go.
to Jared, but missed throw. Deed.
So that was a great D by Sasha Humphreys. Sasha Humphreys got the disc, also known as Saba, and many other names. To Russ. Campbell asking for it, lays out for it. Sasha Humphreys asking for it. Oh, it's big though. It's
Gone
very
too far.
big.
Was the right idea. Just a miss throw. Which at this stage of the game is a bit costly.
Yep.
Stuff moving up the field. Cherlin with the disc.
Oh, here we go.
What
The
is that blade?
This is interesting and a great grab. I love a bit of a blade.
Oh.
You know, as long as they know it's coming, it can be a really good option.
He knew it was coming. He was ready for it, but it's still not an easy one to catch. If I saw that coming in, I'd be remembering the time that a blade broke my nose.
No, that was a great blade and that was a great option.
Look at the angle on that.
Fantastic.
It was 100% vertical. Just the reaction. I can't believe I caught that reaction.
It's very hard to D a blade like that when it's
True.
coming straight down on top of your player.
And because of gravity, it gains so much speed on the way down. So Duff have called 4 men. We have some game advisors on this field today. We have Steve Baker and Iris Farrat. Steve being very experienced, having game advised at multiple world championships. And Iris, in her first weekend of game advising, just getting some experience. Because why not? When at Frisbee. Is Eddie Plummer with the pull. It's not quite as big as Lee Baker's.
And we have Nicole Hanrahan picking up the disc, throwing to Dave Peltier. It's great to see Dave Peltier out here again after a big hiatus or big break from Ultimate Frisbee.
Now, I don't want to be rude, but do you have an estimate age there? 'Cause that is
Dave Peltier
a
would
grey
be
beard.
hitting around 50.
Around 50.
I don't know if he's slightly under or slightly over. I should know that.
Somewhere around there. Don't believe any of the Duff players are close to that. It's great to see. He definitely doesn't play like a 50-year-old man.
No, it's a bit like Greenfield.
Lots of safe options here from Tom Cruise Pact.
So Nicole Hanrahan's got the disc, looking for Anna Agaki, looking forward again. Goes the hammer option to Dave Peltier. What? Oh, that's unfortunate. It was a great throw.
Neil jacks it
and
long
they
to
take
Amy
it.
Barnes.
And it's a great long put. She's thinking about timeout.
She's called a timeout. Of all the on-field positions to call a timeout, that's probably one of the best ones. When your whole team's behind you, defense might be catching up. Not a bad choice. It's not quite the pressure of the end zone yet. They can still do a few passes to get there. Though if Max Howden is watching at home, he will be telling people all about the statistics of calling timeouts midpoint and how there's now an 80% chance of fail. But if Amy Barnes is picking up that disc, I don't believe it.
You're in the previous game when Tom Cruise was playing against, I think it was Newcastle. They called a couple of timeouts and they ended up in turns.
Ah.
So
That'll
that
be the statistic.
There you go. Adding, proving that statistic right. Right on the end zone too.
Duff also called a timeout midpoint in their last game. Then they turned it over, and Newcastle also called a timeout in the same point. And I think they might have turned it over as well. Can't quite remember. The double statistic. So offense setting here, then defense will run out to their players, set themselves, and the play will start.
We've got a great matchup in Anna Agaki on Terran.
Both players with plenty of experience.
We've got Carlos trying to cover both the break and the open. She goes the dump to the break. Great, great play.
Very well rehearsed, that Duff end zone play. Here's the replay. So, is that almost a push pass, Amy Barnes? And the goal with Alfred. Or if that is a push pass, I'm going to have some words with Amy later because she tells me off all the time.
It came off. Tom Cruise needs to bring their strengths to this next point. Good throwing, good options. And calm under what is currently some very tight and very intense defense by Duff.
Yep. We're going to have a pull from short on the Duff line. Here it comes.
We've got James Carroll picking up the disc. Carroll to Lee Baker. to Oakley. McMullen, she's going to go the big one.
Oh.
Big one to
What a
AJ.
cut.
And it was a great option, really. Oh,
Oh.
Teo.
Oh.
He catches it on the second.
And
Teo
Duffer
lays
agreeing
out.
that's a goal.
He's landed on his bad shoulder, Teo Brown. But they come away with the score.
I'm pissed off because I said Amber. Huh?
So here's that grab again. The throw from Oakley Mullen, just huge. Carried perfectly.
Good eyes to AJ. AJ doesn't quite get it. Teo's there ready for it. But AJ determined to get it regardless and gets it with that one hand.
Teo having to jump to get out of the way. Oh,
Lands on that shoulder. It looks very painful again. He's dislocated it just a couple of weeks ago.
but he's still walking. He has not had to be carried off the field, so these are all good signs.
The good thing about the Tom Cruise pack is they've got a mix of experienced players, but some absolute green new players as well that have barely played, maybe played only one game of Ultimate Frisbee before.
Well, that's the sort of team you want to bring to something like a Div 2 championship.
Absolutely.
It's a good development opportunity for some new players. It's a big pull from Carlos. Stopped by Cherlin. Picked up by Joe. Back to Cherlin. Downfield to SJ.
KP has been playing fantastic D all weekend. Oh, that's a pinpoint.
Oh.
Oh, so close.
Andy, so close.
That was a beautiful looking leading pass. Just didn't quite get there. Good D by Carlos to just be enough pressure. Now it looks like they're doing a bit of a side stack here.
Yep, trying to create a little bit more room on the inside of the field.
And it looks like Duff is still keeping quite tight. Goes to Carlos. He's going to look for Lee Baker, I bet you. Oh no, it's to Campbell. Back to Carlos with a beautiful hammer. It's back to Lee Baker. It's going up. It's going up to Campbell. Stephen Campbell. Oh, nearly. Great D by Duff. Just enough pressure to overthrow Stephen Campbell. But it was looking like a good option. Oh, he's thinking about a big, but he pulls it back and takes the open, safe option. Smart play.
SJ to Tracy. Way to get behind the disc, Tracy.
Looking for the dump.
Here's Cherlin.
Cherlin pinpoints it to his player in the end zone.
And SJ with the goal. But there is a call. They're discussing it. I think it's going to be a goal either way. I believe Cherlin called a foul on the throw and then threw it anyway. It's good spirit to retract that sort of call before it's caught. Just if you think it's come out well and you don't think it's going to affect the fact that you threw the disc, you either don't throw the disc or you retract the call.
You don't have to retract it. You don't necessarily have to retract it before it's caught, though,
it's good spirit, though.
Yeah, good spirit.
In that case, if you're going to call a foul and then wind up and throw, chances are you've decided that the foul didn't really matter that much. And the discussion just continues on the side line a little. Apologies for the yelling a little, but they're going to discuss it in a calmer fashion over here. We had some nice little cheering from young Alex Baker before. Lots of go daddy on the sideline.
It's great to see so many kids at Div 2, and that's what it's about too, so that the parents can come out and play a high-level game and still bring the kids along.
Yeah, and because there are so many kids, the rotation of babysitters is high.
Yep, plenty of support.
I believe the Hills team had 4 parents on a rotation.
Playing field runner here. We've got Carol with the disc. He's wondering whether he should put it to Carlos. Now Nick Hanrahan, she'll definitely put the field runner throw. It's a very specific throw, usually a break throw. But he's going to cut for an open.
Sends it downfield.
To Safa Humphreys. Carlos is asking for it again. Nick Hanrahan is free. AJ picking up the disc and goes the hammer.
Oh, just makes
gets it.
Oh, cut that fine.
He sure did. Great catch by Carol. Great catch. That field runner looks really good for the Tom Cruise pack, and I wonder if they'll bring it out again.
Carol did well to stop there and just come back under. Just enough to keep that disc off the ground.
It's a pretty good option having Carlos in the middle there for a field runner.
He's very fast and he knows where that disc is going.
Yep, and I imagine Lee Baker would be a good choice too. Always safe throws by Nick Hanrahan. I think she'd be one of those players with the highest percentage of completed throws that I've ever known.
It's impressive. Can we have a head from Duff?
We've got Russ doing the pull. It's going to go out.
Across the line halfway between around the brick halfway area. They'll be taking it from the sideline by the look of it. Game advisor telling us exactly where to take that one. Thank you, Iris. Cherland coming in. And he sends it long straight away to Amy Barnes.
Straight away. And it's...
Oh,
no! And he aided the catch.
We have a travel call.
She may not have even caught that unless he gave her the tip.
So
but Cherland can put it anywhere on the field, so you don't want to be poaching off a girl in that instance, or anyone.
It looks like they're playing a bit of a zoney look here.
It's hard to choose. They're going to have to pick their players downfield because the Duff players can pinpoint it.
They're just getting open very easy through this zone. Centering to Lara.
Very calm play here by Duff.
Oh, pick called. Oh, it looks like they've transitioned to a man. That's a nice looking defence from Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that was a quick change to man.
To Amy Barnes in the end zone. Does she get it the second time? Yes, she does.
She's a smart player.
Amy Barnes is one of those players that I would trust to get free and to get the disc anytime she's told to.
Great. Yeah, I'd call Amy sneaky, Nelly. She quietly quietly gets away from her player and then free at the important times.
She's also not afraid to huck it when she needs to.
She was an incredible asset at Beach Worlds in Royan on the Women's Masters team, helping them secure a bronze medal.
And I believe she won the GWS Blaze Women's Team Players Player for the 2017 season.
Fantastic.
Absolute powerhouse. Here we have Sean with the pull. Goes high.
And it's going to curl back in, I think. Anna Regaki getting the disc.
Oh, just inside the cone.
To Josh. Back to Anna Regaki. It's Stephen Campbell's going to be free. No, she chooses. It's looking a bit feldy. Oh. That was
And
a
it's
fair,
clean.
good D.
Joe picking up the disc. Hitting Sean. Up the line. And cramming it down the sideline.
And it might be out though.
I believe the foot was on the line.
And it was. Out call. Nicole Hanrahan with the disc. Getting it to Stephen Campbell, who's going big.
Sends it long.
Even though Carlos is in front.
Oh!
Oh, and he grabs it. Carlos is behind his player. He still trusts him. That's incredible trust. That's a great grab by Carlos. And he's going to do it again.
Yep, just give it to Carlos in the end zone. He's just proved that he can catch anything. He can be 5 meters behind his player, come over the top, cleanly grab the disc, and then get the score.
Fantastic.
That grab, look at it.
Yeah, awesome. The Duff player was clearly in a better position to grab that. And Carlos comes through with the grab.
So there's that throw to Amy Barnes earlier with the tip. Gets huge amount of height, just saves the disc for Amy.
Hangs it back pushes it back towards her so she can get the catch.
Here's the potential travel. Ooh, tough call. Doesn't look like he moved much, but we can't quite see his foot there.
It's up again.
Big pull from Saba. It's got a little bit of a roll to it. Cherlin picking up. Crossfield to Lara Perryman. To Eddie Plummer. Fakes a big forehand. It's not on. There it is, up the line to Cherlin. Oh, he wants to send it. There it is.
It's going big. Oh, and it just bounces out of her hand. It was a great attempt.
Oh, just fingertips on that one. She got enough to almost get it, but
Sasha Humphries with the disc, walking up calm and coolly. Good pass to Stephen Campbell. AJ's running hard and fast. He's been incredible asset with his legs and his agility and making some fantastic Ds throughout the entire tournament. He's been a key in getting them this far. It's up to Sasha Humphries. Can he get there? But it's going out.
that was a great series of breakthrows there by Tom Cruise Pack. As soon as they got one, there was no taking that foot off the accelerator. Oh,
One.
could not get her arms around it, Lara Perryman.
Through the hands, I think.
Yeah.
Slipped through.
The Duff sideline all running down the field to help out on defense, to lend their voices. They've been playing with both sidelines all game.
So there's still, so we've got 3 out and 4 in.
Very deep stack.
KP's making a quick cut, and she gets it.
Couple of steps in each direction is all it takes. I think that's the most common and effective end zone play that we see in Australian Ultimate at the moment, the isolation play. Just have one player moving, give them all the space, trust them to get free.
It's lovely to see Lee Baker and Karen Baker. I've been calling her KP for her maiden name, Parker, but it's Karen Baker playing together and playing so well together this weekend. There's been a lot of great connections between Karen and Lee this weekend.
Yeah, it's a bit of a power couple. Here we have Carlos with the pull. That's a big pull. Goes right over the top of our commentary tent. Picked up by Andy, bit of a fumble, takes its time.
Oh, fantastic D! As I was saying earlier.
We have a strip call.
Oh, it'll be interesting conversation here about whether he actually had full control of that disc.
So here is the replay.
He was touching it. Did he have control?
He definitely had a finger on the top and the bottom there. It will be contested. Everyone will go back to where they were.
It's a tough call, that one.
We have the benefit of video replay, but as a player on field, if you think it happened, oh. Frisbee karma. Maybe it was not a strip.
I was going to say it.
The disc always decides. Campbell picking it up.
Oh, lovely break throw by Campbell to Carlos.
We have a pick call.
Why would did the pick affect the play is the question. Been a few controversial calls in this game.
Yeah, well, it is a bronze medal. Things are getting heated. There's lots of arm waving. Our mate Steve Baker, the game advisor, is walking in just to be able to hear the discussion and help out with anything they may ask of him. Let's see that pick. So Carlos is the one who catches the disc at the front of the stack.
Yeah, so the pick was actually on another player.
Yep, coming
not
from
on
the back.
Carlos. So I'm not sure that the pick had anything to do with Carlos's cut.
Though you did see a couple of players stop. Amy Barnes was in there. She may have kept going and may have had a bit of a play on that. I don't know if she would have got it. I doubt she would against Carlos. I'd trust him with anything at this point.
So, yep.
But here we'll see another crack at it. See if the same thing happens.
Nice.
Carlos
Nice
gets
pass
it.
to Carlos.
Not quite in the end zone. Oh!
Oh!
How many players can touch it before it's down?
What a shame.
He only wanted that side of the field. He set his pivot and he was not moving for that throw.
Yes, he had set a low pivot.
Neil Roxburgh walking up to the line. Goes to Amy Barnes. Back to Neil Roxburgh.
He's going to go big, potentially. No, takes the safe
Sean.
option. Amy's asking for it.
Big crossfield.
Nice cut by Amy again. She does a good head shake to let everybody know what she wants.
Lara sends it.
What's going to happen here? Oh, it comes
Jones
in.
under it. To Neil. He's looking for the end zone at this point. Nope, he dumps to Andy Plummer. Sean with the disc. Nice big cross to Amy. Not quite in again. Back to Sean. The hammer. Give us a hammer. Ah, no. He goes for the easy forehand to Terambuna. So Duff have an interesting play that we saw throughout that. They're trying to not stack in the middle of the field. They're trying to keep their players towards the sideline to try and open up that middle channel. Less chance of cramming it down the sideline. And I think in that one it definitely worked.
Yeah, I think it's a good play.
They had a lot of space in that middle area.
It's definitely creating space. I'd be interested to see if the Tom Cruise pack comes back out with another field runner, because that was an effective play when they played it earlier.
It was. Oh, so there's that strip call that we had early on.
I think that's a fantastic D by AJ.
Huge pressure. And then here we'll have the pick call.
And the pick was called on Russell
Yeah.
from behind.
I reckon we could call that one a goal. That's rough. But then again, we are just silent observers on the side. Our opinions
Not
don't
so
mean
silent.
anything, do we? See, and there's the pivot that Carlos gets stuck in. The threading between
Oh, what a
three players.
shame. Yep.
Little wave of the hands. I'm sorry from Carlos. Oof.
It was good D by Duff. He could see, they could sense that Carlos had eyes for AJ. And then he hung around and got the D.
And there's the score. Sean to Terran. So we're at halftime here with McDuff A and Tom Cruise Pact. The score is 8-5 to Duff.
Tom Cruise Pact has upped their play though. It was about 4-1 at some stage.
Yeah, Duff got off to an early start.
So they're slowly pulling it back, and will be interesting to see how they come out in the second half.
We have a request for a shout out to every single under 24 Australian player. That is the Stingrays, the Blue Bottles, and the Goannas from AJ. He wants a little shout out for those guys. Oh, there's a replay of that blade we saw earlier. That is just horrible to watch. I would be so afraid of re-breaking my nose with that one. Sean did well to get both hands behind that.
So we're back after half time. On the line we have for the
Duff team. There we go.
back to the Tom Cruise
Cruise
pack. We've got Dave Peltier, Stephen Campbell, AJ, Karen Baker, Carlos, Katie Carroll, Nicole Hanrahan. So it's a great lineup.
And then on Duff, we will have the pull coming from Mike Cherlin.
And it's out.
Just curled out at the last second there. The brick has been called.
Great to see Dave Peltier back out there.
Might be something of a little zone look from Duff.
It's looking somewhat feldish at the moment. As I was anticipating, they've pulled it back out again.
If it works,
Although I'm not sure what AJ's doing. He's sort of in the middle of the field as well. Maybe because it's a zone, they're adjusting.
definitely looks that way. Although a field runner is not a bad play against a zone. Bit of a handler isolation.
Great
and then
pass by Dave Peltier to Nicole Hanrahan over the cup. Back through to Dave Peltier. Nice pass.
I
Over
love
to
those
Carlos.
gap hitters.
Back to, oh, that was close, nearly got the D. Stephen Campbell. Back through to Dave Peltier. He's doing some great popping here, Dave. Through to Karen Parker. Baker, I should say. Through to Nicole Hanrahan. Back to Stephen Campbell, who's been doing some fantastic popping as well. Dave Peltier with the disc.
Give
Back
us
to
a hammer to Carlos. That's all we want at this point.
Yes.
That'll do.
Great pass. And to Nicole Hanrahan. Oh, Katie Carroll gets the goal. Katie Carroll comes through with a tight goal. Great pass from Carlos to Katie. Katie's been running hard all weekend.
So here we have that replay. The sneaky through the middle throw to Carlos. Well contested by Cherlin. Way to keep it in his hands to Carlos. And then the easy throw.
Katie Carroll, well done. But 2 layouts by Duff. So great effort on the D by Duff.
Yeah, well, it just shows how hotly contested every single pass is, doesn't it? And that brings the difference to 2. It is 8-6 to Duff.
So making a comeback, Tom Cruise Pack.
Oh, we love a good, interesting bronze medal game. And Tom Cruise Pack are no stranger to the comeback. They were down 8-4 at halftime against Hills and went to win on Universe Point, 12-11.
Yep, they're a good second half team, the Tom Cruise Pack.
Third picking it up to Eddie Plummer.
It looks like a zone here, an all-girls cup on the zone. So interesting because Duff have fantastic throws, so they're probably going to like the zone. They're good at over the cups. They're good at hammers.
But they're not getting many options.
They're not getting many options.
Their poppers
Here
are
we go.
both very deep.
At that
There we
time,
go.
the cup could have expanded to make that a bit more difficult for them. Oh,
Ooh.
nearly with the D, and it's up,
No.
it's up. Oh, and he gets it on the second grab,
Wouldn't
and
you-
it's down.
Wouldn't you love to be tall?
Yeah. Although when you've got calf muscles like AJ, you don't need to be tall. You just bounce.
True, true. There's some goals for all of us, aren't there? So we have a pit call there that affected everything by the look of it. Everyone will be going back to where they were. And it's coming in on 3. Everyone just moving around a little to make sure that not another pick happens.
So it's got
And
no
it's it.
dump at the moment. Everybody's downfield. And another pick. A lot of people downfield. It'll be helpful for the Tom Cruise Pack to get some people back behind Lee to free up some more space downfield.
Yeah, maybe straightening out that stack a little. It is still a little clumpy.
But he's going to go the big one, hoping for someone to go into the space. That doesn't happen.
The downfield players look at Lee and ask, who was that for? And he says, you.
There's
Short to
one
line.
deep. He's going to bait that, I think. But all the girls are good receivers here, so you wouldn't want to bait it too much.
Andy and Sean just doing little 1-2s around the inside of that cup. Trying to find a spot to
It's
get
going
it
to go
moving.
up. It's going to go up. It's up. And
Overhead.
over.
Swinging over to Lara, trying to make a bit of space. There we go, the downfield to
Now,
Tarabuna.
wonder where she'll put it. No.
She wants to take it to safe. Swinging to Lara, to Sean, to Amy.
Now they need to put pressure.
Oh, Lee comes all the way in.
Oh, fair bit of travelling there.
Throws down the line.
Lee comes through with the cut, oh,
Ooh.
and lays out for it, but it bounces just out of the hands.
There is a slight breeze happening. Might have just helped that disc along. It's not enough to notice it most of the time, but it is enough to have a little bit of an effect. Oh, we have a call. We're not sure what that was. Maybe a little bit of a foul, maybe a bit of a travel. We will see. Disc is in.
Looking for the dump.
Easy reset to Lara Perryman. Goes upfield to Tarambuda.
Nice break pass.
And continues
And
it to
another
Amy
break
Barnes.
pass.
Love those hand signals, Amy Barnes. The score is down 9-6 to McDuff.
So we've got Katie Carroll going out on the field.
Anna Agaki, we haven't seen
Anna
her on for a
Agaki.
couple.
We've got a replay here. So we have a strong girls lineup on the Tom Cruise pack. We've got Katie Carroll, we've got Anna Regacki and Nicole Hanrahan.
I believe at that last point that Duff chose 4 women. It'll be interesting to see if they keep that up for a bit more this half. Because they didn't do it much in the first half, but it is something that they've been doing all tournament.
The women are strong.
So we have Mike Cherlin with the pull. Known for his pinpoint accurate throws.
Looks like that ball might just land out.
Goes a fair way out.
Looks like it's man defense at the moment. Oh no, we're in a, looks like this some sort of zone play here.
A little bit poachy.
Nice
Oh,
pass to Anna
great.
Regacki. Anna's on the line to Campbell.
Cramming it down that sideline a little. There we go.
Back to Regacki. Back to Campbell. Anna's still free.
They can't get that swing off. There
Nice
we go.
pass through to AJ. Oh, this is interesting. If Carlos can, that was a tough catch to catch. I mean, a tough pass to catch.
Neil Roxburgh walks it up to the line to Mike Cherlin. Great grab by Alfred, but it was
Good
down.
try. Just touched the ground.
Oh. Oh. What is happening? It looked like Alfred agreed to the down call, but I think we have Mike Cherlin saying from where he was, it was definitely up. I love a best perspective call. They're my favourite type of call. There we go. It's a down call. Oh, it was Neil. My apologies, Mike
Neil.
Cherlin.
Oh!
Almost had a
Just gets it.
replay.
Oh, and he goes the hammer. Oh, and he gets it just in his fingertips. Another great grab by Carlos.
That's the hammer we've been wanting all game.
Those hammers are coming in hard and fast.
Yeah, they're all very bladey.
Yep.
Although we've seen a lot of blades as well, so if players can catch the blades, they should be able to catch the blading hammers. We've just had half on the field next to us. It's Vanguard and Inner West. The score is 8-7 at half.
That was a great fingertip grab by Campbell. And a hard, fast hammer. Could have been caught by either of them, really. But Carlos is not letting up, not letting it go for anyone else.
He wants the stats. He's a stat man. If only we recorded things like that. Oh, so here's the down call from earlier. So you can still see a shadow. It's definitely up.
He touches the ground now.
So there's where he potentially drops it. Because he definitely gets it on the second bid, but it just depends whether or not he had possession on that first bid and whether it
hit the
slipped
ground.
out.
Yep. Whether it was loose or he actually had.
Yeah. Did he ground strip himself? And was that contact with the ground causing it to...
That's definitely hard to
be a
tell
drop?
on that one. But
Yeah.
it definitely made contact with the ground, that's for sure.
So Joe picking it up, sending it to Cherlin. Playing a bit of a zone here. A loose cup. They're a long way back, about 5 metres or so. Andy with the disc, going for the easy popping option of
taking
Taryn.
a few steps there.
Back to Cherlin.
Ooh.
Sends it long to
Here's
Andy
a
Plummer.
blade, here's a blade, and it gets caught.
We call that
Good
one
option.
a trust blade because you've got to trust him for that. Andy Plummer is an amazing receiver. He has a lot of height, which makes it a fair bit easier for him, but he also reads the disc exceptionally well. So there's that throw. Fake, 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 just punts it. Andy already running downfield.
Very hard to defend when you have
Yep.
something coming in with that height. And
He did well to get there at all, considering he was facing the wrong direction when the throw went up. As a deep defender, you're often just watching the disc facing forward, and if something goes over your head, you have to turn around to go get it. So much more difficult to position to be in than the cutter running straight down the sideline.
still a relatively close game.
Yep. Well, we've just had a timeout call taken. Someone wanting a little bit of a break.
Like, and then he hit it up. I think he actually lost possession there and then hit it up over his head.
So we've seen a little bit of a replay on our other screen of that
Yep.
that drop call earlier,
It looks like he lost possession when it contacted the ground on
which
replay.
would be a ground strip.
Yeah,
At the,
and then he hit it up back onto his head.
yeah. The touching of the ground makes it a dead disc. So we can just see Duff doing their enthusiasm cheer. This is what they do to pump themselves up. Lots of clapping, lots of cheering. It's a high energy cheer. Tom Cruise Pact much more subtle in their cheers. So here's the Duff line coming out on defense. We have Joe, Marty, Sean, Alyssa, Tracy, Taryn, and Jared. Fairly strong line. Looks like they've called 4 women. Unless my numbers are wrong. No, my numbers are wrong. I'm just hopeless. Don't mind me.
Taya Brown with the disc to Anna Rigaki. Good to see Taya Brown back out there. And we're playing Feld. And it's going up, and that's a good pass for Lee. That's a well-positioned Feld throw that Anna is well used to throwing.
Deep KP, deep KP.
Great grab by Taya Brown. And a hammer, which he loves to throw, well positioned to Lee Baker.
That is the perfect example of a Feld play.
Yep, perfect.
The receiver stands still, the throw goes into space,
Yep.
and they have all the space in the world to run onto that.
I'd like to see them play that more.
Every point. You wanted every point, don't you?
I'm a big fan of the feld, and I'm a big fan of the blade. Great. That is a perfect feld throw, just put to the advantage of the feld runner. Nice play and a good hammer.
Yeah, not much you
To the
can do
right
to stop a
spot.
hammer like that.
If they can get the D now, it's going to be a tightly contested game.
So it looks like we'll have the pull with Carlos. The wind is definitely picking up a little now. Coming towards your screen slightly from the right. Might start to affect things a little, or at least be in the back of players' minds when they're making those throws.
I don't think the wind's going to affect Churlin somehow.
No, he is not one to be affected. Lee Baker probably also won't be affected too much.
They're saying that never came in and that it crossed the line
Somewhere
upfield.
just near halfway. Our game advisor's giving us the location. It's got a bit of a walk to come.
That's a bit of a disadvantage for the Tom Cruise Pact and an advantage for Duff.
That just might be the wind. It is pushing in the direction to send it out that way. See what Churlin does with this one. The scuba crossfield to Andy Plummer is the dub.
And a break again.
Over to SJ. Big fakes to Churlin. Got the whole field to play with here.
Yep, they have really been very good at creating space.
Pick downfield. They're creating a lot of space, but there's no cuts happening in that end zone. He looked upfield and there was nothing for him.
Well, that's good D on behalf of the Tom Cruise Pact.
SJ with the sliding grab sends it to Churlin, a bit too far out in front.
A quick pass that just...
Oh, Adrian busted.
Oh, Adrian's got the speed. And Carlos is going and Churlin is keeping an eye on him. Oh, and it's controversial about whether Churlin was deliberately trying to impede his
You
run.
are allowed to, as long as you're also going for the disc.
Yeah, but whether Churlin was slowing down.
He's
as
allowed
the-
to.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example of boxing out. Putting your body in the way of the line of the defender. It's not quite a blocking foul. For a blocking foul, you have to jump in their way. You have to force contact by suddenly being in a space they are 100% moving into.
It's controversial about spirit in that regard, though.
Here's a replay of that one. So Churlin is looking at the disc. Yes, he does slow down.
Knows he's behind him.
He positions himself well. I'd say that one's fine. Like, yeah, we have a retraction.
TCP, we've got 5 minutes, all right? 5 minutes.
Good spirit.
Churlin walking it in. To SJ. Fakes up. There we go. Up to slide. Sends it long to Alfred. He's marked by Carlos. That's a good contest.
And
it
KP
goes
gets
over
the
the top.
disc.
Both of them get out of position slightly.
Oh, bad luck.
Go it, Carlos.
Just a bit fast on that swing back to KP.
The frustration is high on the sideline. Both teams getting a little bit antsy as the game draws to a close. It's currently 10-8. Winnable
Only
by
a few
anyone.
minutes left to go before time cap. Oh! And does he catch it?
He does.
He does, and it's up. What a great outcome.
Oh, but
But-
SJ is down and she is hurt.
Not such a good outcome. I think it could be a wrist.
Yeah, she caught her hands under her body when she went down. So there's the in cut from SJ.
It's a great cut on her.
She stumbled
She's-
slightly. It's not a clean
Oh,
throw.
It's a difficult one. And the fact that it bounced off her hands into challenge just makes it a good goal. Where's the wrist? Let's see what happens on impact.
Oh, it could have been the knee as well. That hit the ground pretty hard.
Yeah, it looks clean on the wrist, so maybe it was the knees.
Well, the way she hit with her elbows down first could also be a collarbone that's a bit sore.
Right.
They are the most broken bone in the human body. Fun fact. Yep. She's got some
We
arms
could
going
see
over
the buzzer
shoulders.
go during this point.
I get the feeling it might be a knee. She's needing help to walk.
Tom Cruise Pack is in offence.
They need another player on the field, I think. There we go. On he comes.
We've got Teo Brown, Anna Rigaki, Steve Campbell, Sasha Humphreys, Nicole Hanrahan, Josh and Maham.
And on the duff line, we have Taryn, Marty, Sean, Neil, Alyssa, Tracy, and Jared. Strong line from them. They want to close out this game hard. It's currently 11-8 to Duff, and we have about a minute to go. Of course, that doesn't signal the exact end of the game. We will finish the point and add one.
Pull is being caught by Teo Brown to Anna Rigaki.
Not much happening downfield for her. Looks like they're doing that field runner
Field runner again.
perfectly into space. What a beautiful play.
Isolated play. Back to Anna Rigaki. To Nicole Hanrahan. To Teo Brown. He was looking for the hammer. If someone gave him the eyes for the hammer, he would have done it. Oh, unfortunately.
To Neil in the middle, to Alyssa. Couple of unmarked players here. And there goes our hooter, so we'll finish this point. Sean with the disc.
Anna's running hard to match up on the Taryn in the end zone. Takes away that as an option. Teo's jumping all over the mark. Goes swung wide.
Jared with the disc, looking for the end zone. Gets his dub. Sean to Alyssa. Back to Sean. To Neil. I think we might have a travel call. Yep, travel call it is. Just a bit of discussion about where the defender should come in. He jumps back on the mark. And it's to Marty in the end zone. Great D
Oh,
by Steve Campbell.
Great D by Steve Campbell.
He came out of nowhere.
Steve Campbell has been doing some fantastic layout Ds all tournament.
Here's that one again. He didn't see the disc go up. He reacted to his own player and managed
Great
to
reach.
grab it. Oh, what a look.
They're still in it.
So at this point, Tom Cruise Pact will have to get 4 goals in a row to win. And there is no reason that that is not.
Great
Something
field
they
runner
can do.
pass again from Anna to Stephen Campbell.
I'd like to see that field slightly deeper.
Yep,
Get them even more ground because
agree.
it's so open.
I agree. And the rest of the field needs to get further down to give them that option.
Yep. Like, I understand that it makes a bit more running to set up, but
Yes. It's really having the whole team on board with the concept of the field.
yep, the dividends would be worth it. Oh, we have a
Oh.
free player in the end zone.
Great. To Sasha Humphreys.
Doesn't
Sasha's looking
quite
for
get
the
there.
free. And it goes to Stephen Campbell into the end zone.
Great
Great.
point by Stephen Campbell.
Yes.
He was the field. He got the D, he got the goal,
Yes,
just all round.
he'll be happy with that. Canby comes through with the goods.
Here's that goal again. Lets a fair few players run past him before going for that little inside throw.
And Anaragaki's really skilled at those feld runner throws, which it really require a bit of thought about where you're going to place them.
Yeah, I just wish they were a little deeper because they're getting so much ground and they could get more. Like, milk it for everything it's worth. And I believe so far it's been 100% effective.
Yep.
What defense do you think Tom Cruise are going to come out with here?
I think it'll be man now. I think they'll be playing it simple, but I could be wrong. They could do a Girl Cup.
Okay. It's a big pull. Lands in field, rolls out.
Great pull.
It'll come in almost on that cone.
Get this D. You want this D.
Come on, Duff, lift!
You want this D.
Goes the dump.
Back it deep. Back it on.
Going big.
Huge
It's going
throw
big.
from Sherlin.
And pinpointed again.
Receiver Andy Plummer. Big mark from Lee Baker. Centres it to Sherlin. Fakes off
Really?
his open throwers.
The Tom Cruise pack just really need to take away that dump when it's Churlin and just not let Churlin get it. But this is great D now. AJ's really working hard on that. And that was great effort by AJ. That's exactly what he needs to do. Make it hard for Churlin to get it on the dump.
Yep. And well done to Lara Perryman to put that one out into space. It's not an easy throw to make. Up the line. Sherlin has to work hard to get there in time. And another up the line
And he
to
gets a goal.
our receiver from Duff, and I believe that's game.
Churlin's played a great game there.
He has. He definitely lifts the team with his throws. So the final score of McDuff A and Tom Cruise Pact is 12-9 to McDuff. There
It's
were
a
a lot
great
of calls
game.
in that game.
There was a lot of calls, a lot of controversial calls.
There were, I think, but fairly well communicated, well resolved.
They were, yep.
A couple of discussions had to continue off field.
I think that if Tom Cruise Pack could have pulled out those good-looking field runners a little bit earlier,
Oh,
it
for
could
sure.
have been a slightly different score.
Because Duff were not adjusting well to that, but that is game, and we have a bronze medalist. Congratulations to McDuff A. Thank you for tuning in here at the lovely Nelson Bay in Port Stephens. I've been Hannah Monty with my co-host Kelly,
Thanks, Hannah. Signing off.
and we'll see you again for the gold medal match shortly.
Alti.tv